Max Verstappen levels new criticism at F1 bosses as Dutchman shares health fears. Max Verstappen has warned F1 bosses that drivers and team personnel's health could be at risk if the series doesn't introduce bigger breaks between the final 6 races of the season. With the United States Grand Prix fast approaching, the paddock is preparing for an intense run to the season finale in Abu Dhabi. Coming up is a triple header as the series heads from Austin to Mexico City to Sao Paulo. Then, after a 2-week interval, another triple header rounds off the season with races in Las Vegas, Qatar and Abu Dhabi. The major issue with this run of races is the time zone shifts, which are extremely harsh from the United States to the Middle East. "I've always said it's quite a lot of races that we have in the calendar," Verstappen explained. "But I think for me, it's more just traveling with the time zone differences. Between Vegas and Qatar, you're flying almost to the other side of the world again. Which I think we can do a little bit of a better job if we do triple headers, that they are a bit closer together. For me, that would make a bit more sense. So that's probably something that we have to look at. If we're going to do so many races, at least make sure that they are closer together." He then continued, "Of course, it depends on ticket sales. But at the end of the day, you have to come to a bit of a middle ground, right? It's a long flight, Vegas to Qatar. But then, of course, you're in Qatar, you fly to Abu Dhabi, which is fine. For me, that is not a problem. But yeah, end of the season, when you're getting a bit tired, it's easier to get sick. And then actually flying for a long period of time is not helping." Verstappen isn't the only driver to raise concerns about the health of the paddock during the closing stages of the season. In 2023, George Russell brought up the topic, explaining that a large chunk of the team's employees were struggling with illnesses that had been brewing throughout the busy run to Abu Dhabi. "But everybody up and down the paddock, I've got so many mechanics who are ill, people in the engineer's office, just really struggling with the constant time zone shifts, the body not knowing where you are, eating at different times, staying in different hotels, different environments, different climates," Russell protested. "The body's getting confused. There are talks for next year about personnel being regulated that they can do every single race. I think that would be a good thing. I don't think it's sustainable for 4,000 people to do 24 races a season, especially when you see how geographically it still doesn't make a huge amount of sense."